Hold on, I wrote some notes. I just want to make sure I don't. So when I was younger, before second grade, I was that kid that was always devoted to God. I went to a Christian school. I always read the Bible every night until my parents got divorced when I was 7. That broke me, and I thought it was my fault. I was angry, I was confused, and I thought that it would be the end of the world. It wasn't, but it truly hurt me. And then I moved to the Big Spring where I met one of my best friends, Braden. That's when I started going away from God. That's when a lot of people were doing some things, like they were cussing, they were talking, there were all these things that I didn't know about, and I started talking and cussing and doing all these things that just to fit in. And I didn't want to do them, but I didn't want to seem like that one loser, that one nerd that was going to be bullied all of her life. Then a couple years later, after kind of forgetting about God, I knew He was there, but I didn't really think about Him a lot. I wasn't devoted. A couple years later, I had cut my hair to the way it is now, and because of that, I was assaulted for it. I was assaulted because of the way I look and the way I sound and the way, just me. And that was truly awful. And I thought that God hated me, and I started hating myself. I started thinking that everyone hated me because I was me. And so that's, and during that summer, I started thinking to myself, would it be better if I were dead? Would it be better if I weren't here? That's when I realized that I had depression and that I was suicidal. In last year is when that all came out to the blue. It was a really hard year. It came to the point where I started cutting daily, and I'm now a 3-time suicide survivor. April 28th, 2019, I was hospitalized in Midland, and we were doing some exercises of how it was a mental hospital, not a physical, and we were doing an exercise and talking about how God loved us. And I don't even remember what she said. One of the therapists there, I don't even remember what she said. And but she said something, and it touched me. It's as if time stopped for a moment. I realized something, and then I started crying because I realized that God loves me. God loves us all, and we're not a mistake. We were meant to be here. He made us for a reason. I started crying, and everybody was like, "Lily, are you okay? Are you like, what's wrong? Like, do we need to take you to a therapist or something?" And I'm like, it's so much better. I feel so much better about myself. I feel it made me happy. It made me it was overwhelming of the joy that overwhelmed me. It was crazy. It was amazing. It was one of the best moments of my life so far. I was in that hospital for 6 days, and then on June 2nd, 2019, I was baptized and my father was actually the one who baptized me, so that was truly special. Now, before I end my testimony, I just want to say that if you're one of those people who are feeling down, that are feeling as if that everything is hopeless, and or if you're even cutting or have tried to hurt yourself, I want you to know that it's not over. It's not the end of the world. Now, life isn't going to be perfect, of course, but it's going to be better. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee that with God by your side, being devoted to God, it will just make everything be so much better than it already is. Because cutting is not the answer. I can tell you that right now. I tried it for a while, and it hurts, and it physically and mentally it hurts, and it's awful. And it hurts. And it hurts when I know that other people are like me out there. And I want to help them as much as I can. Thank you all so much.